Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Hey, Jill, Linda. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm very focused on the chart right now. We've got a trade on in Alpha Zone. So, excuse me, in the trading zone live. It's working out very well. Everyone get their email today? Or anyone? Yep, we are too.
All righty then. We got a pretty good room for a Friday, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Hey, folks, how are you guys doing today? This is Uncle Roger. Oh, let me turn my camera on today. Not yet. Okay. I was just looking at something. I was looking at Hood, but let me just add it to my. Hey guys, anybody in the spy trade and trading zone live? Anybody in that trade? Let me know how much you guys are up right now in that trade. Took whose advice and didn't go in? What the hell? Christopher said took his advice and didn't go in. What? Whose advice did you? Matt's advice.
Oh, I said it's against the Vold, so feel free not to take it if that's against
Yeah.
your religion.
Okay, that's funny. That's very funny. That's pretty funny. They are, Joe. Options are too expensive. And what does that have to do with anything? All right. All right. All right. Hope everybody's doing well today. Don't know who to believe anymore. What do you mean? What does that mean, Christopher? What do you mean, Christopher? Talk to me. This week I was on the edge of my seat. I know you're just messing around. I'm just giving you a hard time. David, new diamond member. Well, this shirt has a special meaning. This shirt has a special meaning. Started out in the field 2 years ago. Good, Chester. Thank you, Chester. Chester's here. He's new. we're just talking up a trade that Matt's in right now. I don't even know if he's still in it. Yeah, he's still in it. Matt, this is like a, what, a 3 pointer?
We're at 2.5 right
Two
now.
and a half pointer. I'll take it. All right. So before we begin, we have not one of but one of the best TZL trades recently. Yes. So, folks, I want to before we begin, I had somebody email me yesterday, and I just want to make sure that I'm not the one that's in the twilight zone. So I want to make sure that everything that I'm about to say that I covered with you, okay, and that this is not like a shock or a surprise. We're all on the same page. Here, let me share my screen real quick. Matt, can you let me share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. All right. Have I have I said this before? Have I told you guys that the Trading Zone Live and Alpha Zone Pro, that Trading Zone Live is not merely a trading vehicle for Alpha Zone Pro. The Trading Zone Live is based on market internals and all the stuff that Matt and I have learned over the last 30 and 10 years, that it's not just me interpreting those arrows and giving you signals. Just want to make sure I've said it at least 100 times. Becky says yes. Angie says yes. Now up 87%. Very good. Chris says yes. Uh, Chris says now 101st time. Okay, I just want to make sure I said that. So you guys understand. I just want to make sure. Tammy says yes. Wesley says yes. Kuma Bruce says yes. Okay. You guys understand that Matt and I, because of our experience, we don't need to sit here with this platform, which I absolutely love to death. But we don't sit here with this platform. We don't sit here with this platform and just give you the signals off of this, that we're looking at like a million different things, right? I just want to make sure that everybody understands that, because I got an email from yesterday, and this guy's a nice guy, but he was upset because he was under this conviction that Steve says only 99 times. Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody. So TZL is just Matt and Roger added. Yes. I want to make sure that everybody's aware of that, because he started telling me how I'm misrepresenting it to people and how I'm selling Trading Zone Live and AZP. Like and I'm like, they're not the same thing, and we don't sit here. You see, and this is what I said before. This gentleman probably missed it, but I wouldn't charge you a lot of money for a program that just where I just give you text alerts of this thing here. That would be kind of, that would be stupid. So I don't use a lot of other things to give alerts. Yes, exactly. Okay. I just want to make sure. So there's 400, how many people here? 447 people here. There's 40 on, okay. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So you guys all understand that I don't sit here and use AZP to issue you guys alert. The reason I made AZP is to give you guys a platform, whereas if I'm not around, you guys have a structure to trade. And I explain how to use market internals. I know this may sound like, why is he even talking about this? But I just want to make sure that I've covered this with you at least 100 times. And I'm not kidding. I'm serious. Because this guy he's been with us for a while, and he's acting really surprised. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys know that. Okay. I mean, I want to make sure that I've said this before. So, all right. So, thank you for confirming me. I didn't want to, and it's an open chat so everybody could see it. So I just want to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. And especially this week, I tried to reinforce it. Yes, Christopher said so many times, uncountable. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to make John, if you're here. There you go. There's 500 people here explaining the facts of life to you. Okay. All right. Now let's continue. All right. So, are you still in that trade, Matt?
Yep.
Matt's going for the gold. Okay. So, yes, exactly, Glenn. Pay attention, John. Thank you.
I'm watching something very specific.
Please tell us. Share the wealth.
I'm watching the 9 on the 1 minute chart, and we're just
say again. You're watching the what?
watching the 9.
The 9 what?
EMA
Oh, not
on the
the
1 minute
9
chart.
EMA on a 1 minute
We're
chart.
just riding that thing all the way up. Once we start breaking
Okay.
below it, which is really tight, then we'll get out.
Yeah, that's right. So I just want you guys to know that that Trading Zone Live is not a alert service for the Alpha Zone Pro. It's a separate animal. Okay, it's a separate animal. In AZP, you're trading with divergence and SPY and Volt. What is the risk you take because SPY and Volt follow? You take SPY follows Volt. It's not more of a risk. It's just a different type of trade. It's just a different type of trade. There are a million different types of trades, but okay, so me personally, it's a good question. Me personally, I like to follow the Volt, okay? Matt sometimes doesn't follow the Volt, and he has good reasons not to follow the Volt because he sometimes looks at, oh my God, here we go. Why are you using AZP to train people? Okay, all right. Well, here's John. Let's. You want to do this? You want to do this, John? Let's do this. Okay. Here, John. I'm going to post your question. Here, John. I'm going to post your question. I'm going to post your question. Here, John. Here you are. All right, John. 500 people explained it to you, but here's your question. That is wrong. I was not surprised. My question was clear. Why are you using AZP to train people on the SPY if you don't use it to trade, which causes confusion? Don't mince your words to fit your. I'm not. All right. So, folks, do I train you on AZP on how to train the SPY, or do I train you on this sheet right here, which is market internals? What do I use to train to teach you on the SPY? Can you please answer? Do I thank you? Internals, market internals, market internals. Thank you. Internals all day. Internals, internals, internals. Thank you. So now, can you let it go now, John? Can you let it go and leave me alone with this? Thank you. Thank you. We'll talk about AZP in a bit. Folks, also, let me ask you another question. When I'm demonstrating market internals, can you tell the difference when I'm doing a webinar on Alpha Zone Pro? And I really appreciate you guys being honest. On Alpha Zone Pro, when I'm showing you a webinar and showing green to red, green, red, red to blue, red to blue, red to blue, the webinar, versus when I'm teaching you, do you guys know the difference? Do you guys know the difference? Just yes or no. Chris says yes. Tammy says yes. Internals, yes, 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 yes. Okay, John, please stop making an ass out of yourself in front of 600 people. Can we now move on? Everybody gets it except you. Thank you, guys. Oh, narrative, schmerative. Everybody says yes. Okay, John, you're right. I'm wrong. Let's move on. Okay, thank you. No, I'm not going to delete him. You know why I'm not going to delete him? Because he's actually genuinely normal guy who's trying to learn. If he was playing around, I would delete him. But he actually, here's the way I work. If you're playing around with me, I have no time for that. If you want to learn, I will bend over backwards. Okay, so I I don't know how else to explain it to you, John. All right, I know he's trying to learn. That's my point. Katie, I had 18 emails with him yesterday at night, at 10 o'clock at night. I know he's trying to learn. I had 18 emails with him last night at 10 o'clock at night. 18 emails. So, John, everybody's in on it. Everybody's in on it, buddy, except you. Okay. Thank you. I just felt using as a trade match. John, now you know. Here, I'm going to post again. Now you know. Everybody's in on it. There's no conspiracy. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not doing anything. And if I was, I wouldn't be doing this live in front of 600, 495, and 550 people. So please, can we please stop? Okay, guys. Now let me show. Thank you for just being honest and straight up. Thank you, guys. Oh God. Oh. All right. So let's talk market internals. Okay. All right. But see, Katie, John wasn't asking, he was telling me, insisting on it. All right. So let's talk market internals. All right. Let's all learn. Let's turn this into a really good a good session. Okay. So right now we're seeing this. Now, this is a really important lesson. Please let me teach you this. Okay. Right now we are seeing divergence. We are seeing divergence between the Vold, and this is the SPY and this is the Vold. Okay. All right. All right. Now, the problem is, and here's the problem, and this is where a lot of people get confused, okay? In my opinion, they come together only when this thing is trending. And I've said this many times, and a lot of people are like, wait a minute, it's diverging. So this is a really good example for this. So they're diverging right now. Yes, I agree, they are diverging. There's no question about that, okay? They're diverging. But, this thing is not trending. This thing hasn't trended in about since 1125. You still long that or you're out?
No, we're out.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. So this right here, so folks, if you see something like this and you're like, well, Roger says it's if there's a divergence, we always go in the direction of this. Well, the problem with that is that all goes out the window when this doesn't stop, when this stops trending. So up to here, right? Up to here. And notice something. Notice this goes up and this comes down. Where does this go? It comes down. It comes down. Okay? It comes down. Comes down. Okay. But now that this is going up, that's it. The game is over for the Vold. So I don't know, and I've never done any studies, and I've never used it in a way where I've seen the divergence be really good or bad. I just know that when this thing is trending, this thing really works great. Just like, look, like how it came down right here. But once this thing starts moving sideways, unless this starts coming down again, now, here's the exception. If this starts coming down again, okay? If this starts coming down again, then we're back on. Because then it's a downtrend. It's a clear downtrend, okay? This is helpful to understand the strategy. That's what I'm trying to explain right now. And it's great to explain when we have actual examples that we can use in real market where we don't have to say, well, if this was doing this, if that was doing that. So you see, so now, right now, well, it's diverging. I don't really care because the Vold is not trending. Another thing, and for some reason, I think there's a mistake in the members area in something that Cam might have printed, because I saw something about Vold being positive or negative. Now, that may be true, but I don't use that, and I've never used that. And I've said to people I've never used that. And here's the thing, I've never paid attention to it. I don't look at this side of the Vold, so I don't really know if it's negative or positive. The way I use the Vold is very, very simple. I completely ignored this side of it, and I'm looking for a very clear directional trend, just like we've been seeing right here. Or the same thing going up. But once it starts going up, that's it. The whole relationship between the Vold and again, maybe it's there. I just don't pay attention. I stop. So as far as I'm concerned, the Vold doesn't have to be positive or negative. It just has to be trending up or down. And I'm only looking for the divergence while it's trending. When it stops trending, I don't pay attention to the Vold. I may look at it for every minute or two, but I'm not really trading off of the Vold. Okay? Okay. Now, ADD, notice something interesting. ADD actually opened down 800. 800. Okay. BRAT says that's helpful. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that's helpful. Okay. So one thing you pay attention to, when this thing opens like negative 600 or negative, basically, let's say below 1,000 or below 1,000 positive or below negative 1,000, it's not really that meaningful. But I've noticed when you start seeing it opening at a fairly random or meaningless level, as I just said, and going down or going up really, really hard, it's significant, and it happened today. It's kind of like a gap and go on a stock like this. Look, see how we gapped, and you see how we gapped and we continued the gap. That's business. That's real selling pressure. Notice we still haven't been able to get above the gap. I may start nibbling at longs. Now, this is where you start writing things down. How come my purple line on Volt is different than yours? You could change color on it. I don't look at the 1 minute chart. Matt looks at the 1 minute chart. I don't look at the 1 minute chart. I just don't look. And if I was scalping, I would probably look at the 3 minute chart, but 1 minute chart is not good. Let me give you guys a little tip. Who was it? Just old Bob. Try flipping to a 1,000 tick chart. 1,000 tick chart. Okay? And tell me what you think about the 1,000 tick chart in comparison to the 1 minute chart. All right? I'd love to hear your feedback. Most professional traders who are day traders and scalpers, they don't use the 1 minute chart. They use the 1,000 tick chart. Okay? All right. Just FYI. 1,000 tick chart. Well, Roger, why do that? Because the chart speed will move on the amount of activity. Volume will start playing a role into it. Okay? Just gave you guys a good little tidbit that you didn't know. And no, it has nothing to do with Alpha Zone Pro. All right. All right. Oh, yeah. See, there you go. Something interesting. I think they didn't have it before, but I think now on TradingView, they have 1,000 tick chart. And I'm pretty sure, Matt, do they have it on Thinkorswim?
Yeah, they have tick chart.
They have it. Yeah. I figured they do. Mm-hmm. Try it out. Okay. Let me give you a system, okay? 21-day EMA pullbacks in a strong trending market, okay? Strong trend. Strong, like 40 degree trend on a 1,000 tick chart, 21-day EMA pullbacks with a reversal bar, okay? Just trust me on this one. Okay? All right. You don't want 144 tick. You want 1,000 tick. 1,000 tick chart. 1,000 tick chart. Penny says Terry on TradeStation. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. So let's move back here, and let's now talk about. I want to talk a little bit about volume profile. Okay. Now Matt really likes volume profile. Can you ask Matt to explain why he was willing to go long despite the Volt? Yeah, I think Christopher, I actually think he answered the question right when we got into the room, but I'm more than happy to have him answer it again for you. That's your cue, Matt.
Yeah. Couple things.
He's tired. He and I are both tired. It's been a really long week. It's been a really long week. Looking at this thing minute by minute is like being a pilot on an airplane. It's really taxing it mentally. Sorry, go ahead.
So one thing I was noticing was RSP and the Dow starting to get stronger. And they had been getting stronger in the morning. And then they really started to get strong. RSP is still stronger. Then I noticed NVIDIA was starting to it couldn't get down to the VWAP. That's what's really pushing the Qs today. It was making a rounded bottom. Between that and the fact that we were starting to go sideways on the Volt, it seemed like a good spot for us to get in, because it seemed like we had a floor below us, and we did.
Okay. By the way, folks, I'm adding ASTS to my long watch list. I'm giving it to you here because it's Friday and it's been rough for some folks who have not been watching me. By the way, in the pit, we're completely flat coming into today. All profits the entire week. Just FYI. Pretty good place to be. And we've been making out like bandits in there, by the way. And Matt's been doing really good on in
Trading zone.
Thank you. All right. Yes, Ruthie. But I wouldn't do anything. I would be waiting. Here's my level. I would be waiting for ASTZ to get above 57. But I like what it's looking like right now. It's got a long ways to go. I would just put an alert there. Of course. Okay. So volume profile. I want to explain this to you a little bit so you guys understand. This is something we added as of yesterday to the Alpha Zone Pro and the Trading Zone Live members area, and I hope you guys use it for both. What this does is this gives us the 70%. This is the 70%, 68 if you want to get technical, but it's 70% here on Thinkorswim of the where the where 70% of the heavy volume was over the last five. Is it measuring 5 days, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah, the last 5 days. And this is telling us where the heaviest volume was. I had no losses, 3 wins, and 1 break even. Not bad for my first week in the pit. I want to be like Richard January 1st. Would you grab that from David, Matt? That's cool. How do we get on the pit? You know what? Raleigh can post a link for you in here. And I'll give you my update on the pit later this week. Or just call customer service. They'll help you out. They'll help you out. Anyways, so this is right here is the upper range. That's the lower range. Thanks, Raleigh. I appreciate it. That's the lower range right here. That's the lower range. This right here is the 5-day point of control, POC. If you ever see me or Matt type in POC, you'll see point of control. New Thinkorswim are not in the members area. Matt says it's in the members area, Sarah. That's what Matt says. Matt says it's in the members area. You can use volume profile for stocks, but I would not be using 5-minute volume profile on stocks. I would not be doing that. Maybe hourly charts, maybe. You know, it's in there. Christopher just says he uploaded it to Thinkorswim. Yes, that's right, Glenn. Point of control means most volume right here at this price. Now, why is this important? Because this works like levels. So when you are trading Alpha Zone Pro, now we're talking about Alpha Zone Pro again. We're not talking about Trading Zone Live. So I hope I don't have to do that every 5 minutes. But you should note those levels, and you should note whether we're above and below those levels. Another really important tip for you, and I'm really giving you important tips right now, notice where the VWAP is, okay, in comparison to the 5-day point of control. Roger, why should we be noticing where the VWAP is in relationship to the 5-day point of control? Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. It's a good question. The answer is this is the 5-day, this is kind of sort of almost, not really, but almost like a 5-day VWAP, okay? And this is the 1-day VWAP. So you want to go into the direction, or you want to be mindful. You want to be mindful of the fact that you want to be mindful what's higher and what's lower. Typically, if you're going long, you want this number to be above this number. If you're going short, you want this number to be below this number. This is basically telling you you want the 2-day, the 1-day, the 5-day to go higher. If you're going long, you want to show the most volume on the 1-day range versus 5-day range to be at a higher level. Now, what I just explained to you is actually really important. So I'm going to repeat it again, okay? When you're looking at this, now, if you wanted to, you could put the 2-day point of control here too, or switch it around, but you don't need to do that. The 5-day point of control is telling you over the last 5 trading days where the most volume hit. Now, the VWAP is telling you that for the day. Now, I'm not really talking about Alpha Zone Pro right now. I'm just conveniently looking at the VWAP right here that happens to be right on it right now. Okay. Again, just so there's no confusion. But you see how this is at 637 and this is at 622. Okay, so the 1-day VWAP, eyeballing the volume profile looks more like normal curve, but it looks like point of control is higher. Yes, so my point is, if this is higher than this, then that means volume, real volume, is moving down. And now, you're probably going like, Roger, we didn't need you to tell me that. All we have to do is look out the window and look at the temperature, look at the market today and yet last night. But sometimes it's not that clear. You see? Sometimes it's not that clear. So today it's really clear. Just looking, all you have to do is look at the charts. But sometimes it's not that clear. So it's really important to make sure if you're going long, you want to make sure that the 1-day or the 2-day is above the 5-day level. Okay, so this is kind of like the VWAP, a 5-day VWAP. I'm saying it's like a 5-day VWAP because you already are familiar with the VWAP. So if I say this is a 5-day VWAP, it'll kind of assimilate it faster in your mind. It's not calculated exactly the same way, but it's the most relevant thing to a VWAP because this is volume at the highest level over the last 5 days, and this is volume at the current level over the last 1 day. So it's really similar. Okay, it's really similar. So you should always pay attention as a general rule of where the VWAP is compared to the 5-day point of control. And you should be taking trades, especially if you're looking for swings or day trades, not like the kind we take in Trading Zone Live. If you're looking for day trades like we take in the, day trades that last a full day, for example, you'll find that these things are very, very useful. They're very, very useful to keep you out of trouble. Up to a few days ago, see how it's at 637? Look where this was yesterday. At 637.90, 638. So just yesterday, this was above this level, but not today. Duh, obviously, right? But you get my point. All right, now, you see how this is going down right now? If it breaks this level right here, then then divergence is back in play. But you see, but till this breaks down, we're not in a downtrend right now, right? We're just chopping around, just flobbing around. Well, till we flob around, guess what? Chuck says, in the morning show open everyone, or do you have to be an AVP? No, morning is available to everybody. Come on in, Chuck. It's available to everybody. Let's see here. Just want to see what TLT's doing. No, TLT's doing nothing. TLT's doing nothing. Now, notice we still have divergence, and the odds are that this purple line is going to come down to this. But I'm not going to put a trade on that because I've seen too many times. See, when this starts going sideways, sometimes it picks up and goes up, and they meet each other halfway. So it's, to me, the only time I find that it's just crazy accurate is when I see a trend like this or a continuation of a trend. Yeah, Paul, they're all available. Let me show you how to find them. First of all, here's the link to the session we're having right now. Okay? Right there. Now, if you want to find these sessions online, all you have to do is do this. You go to my channel, right? You can find my channel on YouTube, right? You go to the live tab. You go to the live tab, and they're all there right here. The morning show and the afternoon show, as far back as you want to go. And if you want the afternoon show, go with the one with the higher number, the 1.4. If you want the lower number, go to the one, because in the morning show, nobody really watches very much, like 482 after we're done.
You're saying that backwards.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying
the VIP room is the lower number.
I'm sorry. I'm saying it backwards. Thank you. The higher number is the VIP room. The lower number is the morning show because we get a lot of people on the morning show. We get like over 7. We're breaking records every day, Matt, in the middle of summer.
That's awesome.
We're like at 7. Bob knows the numbers, huh?
In the slow period.
In the slowest period of the year. Yeah. So it's really, really great. B-Rat says another 25% winner with a runner. Congratulations. What time are you live? 8 o'clock in the morning, and I post the link in the Telegram every day. You're welcome, Paul. So it's all here for you, and you can pause it, rewind it, going back. You could do forensic accounting on it. You could do whatever you want to. I'm pretty transparent. I really am. All right, now. Ooh, look at who is this? Is this Bugs? Bugs doing AZP. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. He's doing this on his own. We're going to talk about AZP in a few minutes. We're going to get into AZP in a few minutes. Very nice. Can you grab that from him, Matt? Yep. Very nice. Very nice. 704 people today with 327 thumbs up on a Friday. On a Friday. All right. So now I want to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you one of the reasons why you need to use the AlphaZone Pro, and Matt and I don't need to use AlphaZone Pro. Okay? So I want to explain this to you so you understand that too. What you're seeing here, not all of you, most of you, when you look at this price data, all you're seeing is just lines coming in and out. What these lines do is they give you an actual structure. to give you a really good example of what I'm talking about, let's say you go somewhere and you don't know where you are. And you don't, I mean, literally, you don't know where you are. You're lost. The first thing you're going to do, what's the first thing you're going to do? No, you're not going to call 911. Imagine you don't have a phone, okay? I know. Just go back to the 20 years ago. Cry. There you go, Bob. Exactly, exactly. But seriously, no, not hitchhike. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to be like, you're going to you're going to orient yourself. You're going to be like, okay, oh, that's where the sun is. That's where the ocean is. This is where okay, that's the east. Pull out a compass. Exactly. That's what this does. That's what this does. This helps you to avoid cheating. This helps you to avoid FOMO. This helps you trade line to line. This helps you understand when momentum is coming in and out of the market. Now, I've been doing this for 31 years. My dreams are clearer than these charts. Okay. I mean, I can literally go through 100 charts in 10 seconds. Okay. Some of you have seen me do that. I live and dream and breathe this. It's like I speak this better than I speak English. Okay. And I speak English pretty well. So I don't think, okay, when I look at charts, I don't even think about it anymore. There's no thought process involved. Like for me to think about it and explain it to you, I have to then think about it, okay? It takes years and years to do that. Most of you guys have lives, families, friends, businesses, unlike me. I have friends and family, but you know what I'm saying. You're not watching 9 monitors all day long. So what this does, it gives you a structure. It gives you a structure to prevent you from getting into trouble, taking trades in the middle of nowhere, not having proper profit targets, not using proper rhythm tools, not taking trades at 20 bar highs and lows, which we always do here. So like today, look at today right here. Look at how accurately it hit the bottom, and look how accurately it hit the top. Okay? Very, very, very. And by the way, we never went to 1500 on the volt today. So, and you know, no, we didn't. 1474. We never went 1500 on the volt today. So technically,
I mean that the ADD.
Excuse me, the ADD. I was pointing to the ADD. Yes, to ADD. Thank you. That's the second time you're correcting me today, which means I must be tired. But my point is, this thing is crazy, crazy accurate for folks who don't have me sitting next to you all day long and saying, well, that's what this is for. And it works brilliantly. It's, you just saw, basically telling he has no life other than trading. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? So Trading Zone Live is when Matt and I are mostly Matt watching the market like a hawk. Well, I watch the same thing he does, but I'm executing in and saying, hey, here's this, here's that, and Matt is taking trades based on a combination of this, and again, most of you, not most of you, everybody except one person, or everybody knew that. Now everybody knows that. Okay, I didn't think it was still a secret. But again, so we can afford to do that. We don't have thank you, Peanut. You had become part of my life during the week. Remember what I said? I want you guys to become part of my family. Richard sent me a picture of a steak. I think it was yesterday Richard, I was so hungry when you sent it to me. He's like, I'd invite you over for dinner if you lived closer. I would have come too. I was eating veggie burgers that night. I would have loved that steak. It looked delicious. So my point is, I want you guys to be part of the family. Now, I was about to talk about something interesting, actually. What was I talking about? ADD, yes, ADD. All right. So ADD actually never went to 1500 today. And as soon as the market, this is important, the market opened here. I don't want to confuse anybody anymore. So here, when the market opened, when we gapped down, We had a very strong range here. This is very strong. But you'll see that since that time, since about, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, about half an hour after the market opened, we went nowhere. So to me, this feels like a reaction from the global markets and from the overnight markets. And this to me feels like more of a typical Friday range. So I'm not expecting a lot today. Kevin, I had a veggie burger. I had a beef burger. Then I had a Wahlberg burger. I had two Wahlberg burgers the night before. So my wife, she doesn't want me to eat red meat every night. So that's the reason. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Yeah, I love beef. I'm a huge beef eater, and actually I'm a pork eater. I'm a huge pork man. A lot of opening sellers to fill the open, and you could see that. What Robert just says. B Rad just says I made 45% off of AZP. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And you could see that right here. Look in the morning. I want to show you guys something. And again, things like this. This is why you need. This is why you can't replicate somebody. It's hard to replicate. You can't replicate me with the Alpha Zone Pro, but you can have some of these things. So let me show you. For example, look at which way since the opening. Look which way volume the gas pedal has been moving. We've been making higher highs and higher lows. We haven't been making low, and this is the gas pedal. Okay, this is the steering wheel. This is the gas pedal. The steering wheel dropped fast first half hour. What has it been doing since then? It's been picking up. Now, is it picking up to a respectable pace? No, it's still negative 1,000, which isn't that bad. 1,500 is bad. You took the hood trade, huh? Grab that, Matt, would you? So, but look at which way this has been moving. Tick has been moving. Volume, the gas pedal, it's been moving higher. ADD's been moving higher. Look at Volt. Volt's been moving sideways. So if you have me, I don't need to look at, let me go back. I don't need to look at these levels to tell me that. I know that. I could see that. Matt and I could see that. But yeah, I go to dinner with T-Buzz all the time, Carlos. Yeah. But you could so Matt and I, we know where these levels are coming up. We know exactly where these levels are coming up. But you guys need to know, should you be trading sideways today? Are you going to be trading to the long side today? Are you going to be trading only to the downside today? You see, you can't dance if you don't know how to walk. Okay? And what the Alpha Zone Pro does, it helps you learn how to walk, how to get from step A to step B. It tells you if on one side versus the other side there's more pressure. So all these things are really, really, really important to know. Now, one of the things I wanted to cover today is a bunch of people asked me a few good questions, so I want to answer these questions about options and option premium. This is also very, very important, so I want to make sure you guys get a clear answer. And please don't say I didn't mention this before, because I did, but I'll mention it again. So whenever you have, let me go back to my market internals. Here. Roblox May 30. You're welcome, Craig. You're welcome. See you guys taking those trades. So whenever you see, and please listen. See how VIX went to 2169? Okay. Anytime VIX crosses 20, see how right now it's at 2019? Anytime, what happens to options when VIX crosses 20? Can anybody here tell me? Can anybody here tell me what happens to options when VIX crosses 20? Hey, Dylan, how are you? Naples fan, thank you. Premium goes up. Okay, well, it doesn't just go up. They go up a lot. They go up a lot. Well, the spread gets bigger too. Very true. Very true. But most importantly, it took about 20 minutes to reach the 45%. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But most importantly, let's put aside the spreads, because the spreads, I'm talking about indexes. What happens when what happens? They get a lot more expensive. So let me give you a little idea right now. Let me give you a little idea just to show you an example of what I'm talking about. And I want to see what Matt thinks about this. So here's the calls for today, Matt. So let's see, add the money. We're at we're right now at 6:23. So what time at this time of day, Matt, at this time of day, 3 hours before the close, what is typical the add the money cost for an option?
So usually at this time of day,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so the 624 is 50 cents out of the money.
Yeah.
That will usually be the cost of the 625. So we're like one strike moved. So that'll be around 60. The one that's in the money will be just under $1. If that makes sense.
I was saying 60 cents to 90 cents.
Right.
Yeah, 60 cents to 90 cents. That's the same thing. Now think about that. 60 cents to 90 cents. That's 2/3. Excuse me, that's a third higher. Richard says, I want to give a shout out to my son. Oh, that's nice. Trying to attend. Hey, what's your son's name, Richard? What's his name? I'll give him a shout out. What's his name? Richie. Oh, Richie, it's Junior. Junior, it's Richie. Hey. Roger says hello. Your dad is a good guy. You should listen to everything he says when it comes to trading and everything else in life. He'll do you right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Perfect. Good to see you there. Next time, come with your dad to the event when we have them. I know Murray brought his son. It was a good time. We had a nice time here. We all went.
Also a junior, right?
Hmm.
Also a junior.
Also a junior. Yeah. Also a junior. That's right. I call even though my son's name is Josh, I call him Junior all the time. Anyways, back to what I was saying is, so folks, when we say options are more expensive, when we say options are, you're right, Penny, we will need a bigger room. We were filled to the rim in that room. I love the juniors. I love the juniors. That's why I always get excited when I see you, Willard. Love the juniors. When I tell you that options are overpriced, they're overpriced. But here's the bigger problem. Here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the reason those options are overpriced is they're taking into account the potential gain that could be there. You see, market makers, they don't trade directionally. They want to make sure they don't lose money, okay? So they make the options on both sides so expensive to cover their butt in case the market goes against them a certain level. Do you understand? So the problem is your option has to gain above the level that they're expecting it to go. Otherwise, you lose money. That adds another problem. Now, if VIX is below 20, it's not that big of an issue. It's okay. It's okay. And 90% of the time, the VIX is below 50, so it's not a problem. Okay? But the times that VIX gets above 20, you really, really, really have to be careful. So as I mentioned before, now I'm going back to Alpha Zone Pro, okay? And I'm not using it for any other reason other than the fact that I have two screens here just to show you. And we're going to have a class on Alpha Zone Pro, the last one. The $500 sale ends today, by the way. And I'll be clear when I start the class so you guys don't confuse the class for the instructions. I just want to make sure that nobody's confused here. But let me show you something. This baby doesn't have any premium in it, you see? This doesn't have any premium in it. This has no premium in it. So if you're trading the E-mini, it's like, if you trade an option on Microsoft, You got to deal with the implied volatility, the spreads, all that crap, right? But what if you just buy Microsoft? You don't have to deal with it. Well, that's how futures work. You don't have to deal with the premium side of it. There's no implied volatility. There's no implied volatility because the underlying doesn't have any implied volatility. It's priced where it's priced. It doesn't have to guess where it's going to be. Now, there is a premium on this, but they move together, so you don't have to really worry about getting ripped off. Okay? And I don't want to get into the explanations of how premium is calculated on the E-mini because we're going to be here for 3 days. If I can go deep, and I don't want to do that because it's not going to help you make any money. It's just going to confuse the hell out of you. Okay? All right. So, MES or ES, depending on if you have a larger account and if you feel more comfortable with risk, or you don't have a larger account and you don't feel comfortable with risk. One is $5 a point, like from 60 to 62.70, that's 10 points. And here it's $10 a point. That's $5 a point, and here is this is $50 a point. Okay, they move together. All right. Chris, if you think you're missing something, just send him an email. Craig, do you have anything good in the pit for long? I have to get out there and look. I'll be done in about an hour. I'll take a look. Right now, I wouldn't be doing anything, especially with this market doing. I already told you that this is a dangerous market. Also, it's Friday, so if we get stuck, we're going to get stuck for the entire weekend. See, I'm thinking downside. I'm not thinking upside. So my point is, some of you who don't, and by the way, futures don't have a $25,000 margin account, okay? They don't have a $25,000 margin account, which means you could day trade till your heart's desire without worrying about the $25,000, okay? Which is really, really important for some of you because I know some of you have smaller account size, okay? Now, I'm going to, Matt, do me a favor. Can you post the link and ask folks to come into the room? Now, folks, what I've been just talking about, I've been talking about trading the SPY, day trading the SPY. Now, if you want to trade and learn to trade on your own, this is the best tool since sliced bread. This is a great tool. Now, if you've been trading for 31 years, if you were partners with the senior financial advisor to President Trump's administration, if you have over 30,000 hours behind the screen, you don't need this. Unless you have those qualifications, pay attention and listen and stop thinking you know everything and listen to what Uncle Roger teaches you, okay? And if your AZP is not showing the same thing as mine, please call customer service, the Cam and Gustavo show, and they will help you out every step they can. On Fridays, I recommend not doing anything second half of the day. Okay, I don't recommend doing much Friday afternoons. Why? What do I tell you guys? What are the worst times to trade? Mondays and Friday afternoons. When do you see me doing my least activities? Mondays and Friday afternoons. And yes, we practice what we preach. So I'm going to talk right now in a little bit. I'm going to talk about right after lunch. I'm going to talk about AlphaZone Pro. And I'm going to explain everything to you in a webinar that I'm about to do. It's going to last about half an hour, okay? Chris says it's the real time, my arrows. All right. So, and I'll explain to you how in a few minutes, I'll explain to you how all of this works together. But what I've done with AlphaZone Pro is try to create a foolproof methodology for folks who don't have the experience that I do or Matt has, who don't have the time to sit in front of the computer, who want to learn to trade on their own, or who want to trade with me, but have some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a Swiss pocket army knife for day trading. Okay. So again, if you what does Bug say? This all sounds like a lot to process when you're new, but it's not. They're basically exactly what Bugs just says. So what I did was, I created a tool. This is a tool. This isn't an advisory service. This isn't an alert service. This is a tool for you where if the market trades very directionally, we trade on this side. If the market does not trade directionally, we trade on this side. If the market does a breakout, it has to be a 20-bar high and it has to be a turnaround bar. and here's a profit target, and it has an oscillator that has to confirm in a few minutes. So this helps you, and these levels are based on implied volatility and volume, not indicators, to help you gauge the highest level prices will go. How accurate is it? Well, let me show you today's arrow. Here's the first arrow, and here's the second arrow. Now, again, I'm going to say this one more time in case somebody did not figure it out. Matt and I, we have a lot of experience. We see everything that you see on Alpha. We see on the charts and volume everything that you guys don't see on AlphaZone Pro, which is why you need AlphaZone Pro and I don't. Similarly, if you want to really get down to the weeds, remember when we launched the Pro Trader dashboard, I told you that after a few months, you're not going to be using these levels because your eyes will be able to tell them. People ask me, do you use the Pro Trader dashboard in the pit? I'm like, no, I never use it in the pit because I don't need to. I know these levels. Well, most of you now can figure out these levels with your eyes. But till you do, you need a tool to help you do it. Capiche, John? We understand each other? We're friends again? Everything's good? Oh, God. 10 o'clock at night. All right. So I'm going to give you a class right now. This is a webinar about AlphaZone Pro. This is not about Trading Zone Live. If you want Trading Zone Live, which is a program where Matt and I give you alerts, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. Some of those times, the trades will align. Sometimes they won't align. But Trading Zone Live, and AlphaZone Pro are two completely different services. Now, I'm about to do a webinar about to show you this. There's nothing, I'm not sneaking anything in. I'm not playing any kind of games. Now, this is going to be the last opportunity you're going to be able to save $500. After this, there's no more soup, and you're going to have to pay the retail price. There's not a lot of spots left. We've been selling these out like hotcakes. They're really, really important. And that's the bottom line. All right. So please pay attention. This will consolidate everything we've been talking about for the last half an hour. It'll put it together and you'll understand how everything works together. Okay. So what you're about to see is